pitch to catcher, and
Right.
home plate umpire's arm calling strike or ball, then it could just kind of sit there.
It depends on how loud you are. I wouldn't say anything too controversial, but you should be okay. It is windy.
Your mother says she heard you say it was windy.
Okay. Hi, everyone, and a pleasant good afternoon to you wherever you may be. I am Tony Abatey, and we are back actually starting our spring coverage here on Duckbait TV. Thanks again for joining us this afternoon as the Fort Scott Lady Tigers are just about to get ready for their game against the Pittsburg Lady Dragons here this afternoon. We're going to run through the starting lineups here as they do next to us.
Number 2, Maya Russell. Playing center field, number 13, Heather Mowdy. Playing third base, number 14, Callie Terry. The catcher, number 8, Maddie Burdick. Playing left field, number 1, Georgia Lookout.
So your starting lineups first for the Pittsburg Lady Purple Dragons here this afternoon. They're going to go with Maya Russell leading things off. She's at shortstop today for the Lady Purple Dragons. Hitting second and playing in center field is Heather Mowdy. Playing at third and batting third is Callie Terry. Hitting in the cleanup spot is Maddie Burdick. She'll be behind the plate today. Georgia Bookout is in left field. She bats fifth. Hitting sixth is Rory Hunziker. She is in the circle today for Pittsburgh. Batting eighth is Lexi Enlow. She's at second base this afternoon. And hitting in the ninth spot is Bree Hubner. She'll be in right field today for Pittsburgh. For the Lady Tigers, they will have Allie Brown leading things off. Allie playing at short tonight. Center fielder Abby Gorman hits second. Rayleigh Cowan is batting third. She'll play second today. Kendall Aiken will be cleaning things up in left field this afternoon. The pitcher Camden Farrell bats fifth. Hitting sixth and wearing number 6 is Kinsley Brown. She's at first base. I think we're going to get the national anthem here momentarily. All right, so to finish that Fort Scott lineup for you, batting seventh is the third baseman Briley Heimer. The catcher is Aubrey Yark. She'll bat eighth today. And then Allie Wheeler is hitting ninth and playing right field this afternoon. So the Fort Scott Lady Tigers getting set to get things going here today against rival Pittsburgh. Of course, the baseball teams played on Tuesday, and Pittsburgh won that game. So we'll see if the Lady Tigers can get the win back here in this one. We have a limited schedule, or planning a limited schedule for you here this spring on Duckbait TV. Thanks for joining us once again, as we are excited to be here bringing you Fort Scott Tiger and Lady Tiger athletics here on Duckbait TV. So thanks again for joining us on YouTube.com. We got some plans in the future for next season as well, or next year, and looking forward to what we've got so far. It has been a huge blessing, I guess maybe is the best way to say that, for all the support that we've gotten so far this year. It was a fun basketball season. Of course, it's always a little bit more fun when the teams are doing well and getting to travel with those teams, the boys and girls, all the way out to Salina for the state tournament a few weeks ago. That was a huge blast for us, for sure. And huge thanks to everybody for joining in and following us on the way for that. And looking forward to what might be this spring, as both of the teams on the diamond made it to state a year ago for Fort Scott. The softball team and the baseball team both went to Salina for state last year for softball and baseball. So looking forward to what could be another great year for the Fort Scott Tigers and Lady Tigers on the diamond. We're just about to get things set here. Maya Russell will lead things off for the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons, wearing the white pinstripes today, white with pinstripes, black pinstripes. First pitch is taken high, ball one. One's in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Nobody out, just underway here in the first inning. Ground ball out towards short. Allie Brown's got it. She'll throw it over to first, and that is in time for the first out here today. So with 1 out, nobody on, Heather Mowdy. She will step up there. First pitch to Mowdy is in there for strike 1. Camden Farrell, right-hander, in the circle today for the Lady Tigers. Here's the pitch. This one's popped up on the infield. It's going to go to foul territory, but stays in play, and the catch is made by Kinsley Brown over at first base. So that'll be 2 outs now for Callie Terry, the third baseman, who will step in today. Top of the first. First pitch, a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes to the batter, Callie Terry. That one's in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. This one's poked down to right field. Sun is in the eyes, but nice catch by the right fielder for the Lady Tigers. That's Rayleigh Cowan down there. And she had to fight the sun, but had the shades on and made the play for the Fort Scott Lady Tigers. So a quick 1-2-3 top of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. At the end of half an inning, it is Pittsburg nothing and Fort Scott coming up. This is Fort Scott Lady Tigers softball on Duckbait TV. So for the Lady Tigers, leading things off here in the bottom of the first, it'll be Allie Brown. She'll be followed by Abby Gorman and Rayleigh Cowan. The top 3 hitters for the Fort Scott Lady Tigers here in the bottom of the first inning. Again, thanks for joining us here on Duckbait TV. First pitch is lined right to first base, and it'll be a quick out number 1 for Fort Scott. Tough luck there for Allie Brown. So now Gorman will bat. With 1 out here in the bottom of the first. I think we've got everything on the screen now. I think I flipped the screens there and didn't flip them back before we got started here, so do apologize for that. But I think we're on the screen and going here now. Bottom of the first, Fort Scott and Pittsburg tied 0-0 here. Abby Gorman at the plate and takes a strike there. 1 ball and 1 strike to Gorman here for the Lady Tigers. Bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch. That went off the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss there on the 2-2 pitch. Or excuse me, 2-1 pitch. Now it is 2-2 to Abby Gorman. A name we called quite a bit during that amazing Lady Tiger basketball season just months ago. 3-2 now to Abby as that ball is high. So full count, her first full count of the afternoon. Hunziker has the sign. Here's the stretch or the windup in the pitch. And it is low for ball 4. It's our first base runner. Is a walk to Abby Gorman, and now Rayleigh Cowan will step up. First pitch is in there for a strike.
Let's go, D.
0-1 pitch on the way, and that one is just off the outside corner, so that'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and 1 on here in the bottom of the first for the Fort Scott Lady Tigers. One pitch. This one's bunted foul. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now to the 3-hole hitter for the Lady Tigers. Fort Scott, of course, in their traditional red tops, black sleeves, black pants, red socks. Pittsburg in the all-white with the, I think they're black pinstripes. Here's the pitch. That one is high for an even count. Again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch on the way. This one's hit down the third base line, and it's going to pop out of the glove of the shortstop, and everybody's going to be safe, and hopefully the shortstop, Russell, is okay. Looked like maybe she got the ball caught in the sun just in the wrong spot, went to make a step, and maybe, hopefully all it is maybe a twisted ankle or something like that. They're going to call time and go check that out. Runners on first and second for the Lady Tigers. When we get back to playing here, it'll be Kendall Aiken due up for the Lady Tigers. Again, thanks for joining us here on Duckbait TV. We've got a limited schedule for you this spring. We're going to do about 5 softball games for the Fort Scott Lady Tigers. Our friends over at the Bullpen Club are taking care of the baseball team this year, so we won't do that many baseball games. Might do one here or there, depending on whether or not they need somebody to fill in for them. We're also going to do 4 JUCO dates, which is really exciting to me as an alum of Fort Scott Community College. So we'll be on this Saturday. We'll be at the JUCO Baseball Diamond as the Fort Scott Greyhounds will host the Allen Red Devils on Saturday, a doubleheader. And then next Saturday, on I believe the 13th, we'll be at the Softball Diamond, which I believe is now Ty Kohler Field. They've moved up on the hill. The Lady Greyhounds have, so we'll be up there on the 13th. And I can't remember who they play now off the top of my head, but we'll be up there. We'll do 2 baseball dates for the Greyhounds and 2 softball dates for the Greyhounds. Looks like Maya Russell is up. She is limping. And we'll see, hopefully, that's a good sign. She can stay in the game here. She's definitely testing that right leg out. Making motions to her coach that, no, I really want to stay in this game. We're going to make sure that she's okay. Of course, the advantage in high school, in baseball and softball, is you can re-enter. So if they were to take her out, I believe they can put her back in at some point if they needed to, wanted to. But this is the difference with baseball and softball, because it's not like any other sport where you can come out and re-enter at will. There is a limit to that. So, got to make sure that she's okay. She's still limping on that right leg. And the question is, maybe not as much here in this half inning, but after she goes and sits on the bench for a half inning or so, and it begins to tighten up a little bit. Hopefully that's not the case. We've got 62 degrees right now here at Fisher Park, and not a lot of wind, so it doesn't feel super cold here right now. Actually feels kind of nice. There is a decent amount of breeze. That's what you hear through the microphone. But looks like they're going to keep her in the game here. So again, it'll be Kendall Aiken stepping in with runners on first and second now for the Lady Tigers. Bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch. This one's fouled out of play. 0-1. Heads up to the Cars back over on Main Street here in downtown Fort Scott. Fisher Park, always a picturesque area for softball with the cars lining the street. 6th Street to the north, Main Street to our left. Here's the pitch. That one is just a bit high, so 1-1 the count on Kendall Aiken. Line in the 1-1 pitch. This one's fouled back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to the Lady Tigers left fielder. One-two pitch and a called third strike on the inside corner. So tough luck strikeout for the Lady Tigers. Now the pitcher, Camden Farrell, steps in. First pitch is low to Camden. 1 ball and no strikes. Runners on first and second. Abby Gorman out there on second. She walked. Rayleigh Cowan at first. She reached on that pop-up to the shortstop. 1-0 pitch is outside for ball 2. And now foul ball at the plate. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Of course, as far as the baseball team is going, they have the annual Adam LaRoche tournament going on at the baseball field down south of here. Foul ball back behind us here. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and 2 on for Camden Farrell, the Lady Tiger pitcher. I understand the first game for the Tiger boys, they won earlier today, beat Blue Valley North. That pitch is outside. It'll be a full count now to Camden Farrell. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs Well-placed base hit could score 1, maybe 2 for the Lady Tigers. We'll see what Camden can do here. Here's the payoff pitch. And a called third strike.
First three batters for Pittsburg.
So that'll finish up the first inning with your score still scoreless.
And number 16, Hunsaker.
So Maddie Burdick will lead things off for the Pittsburgh Lady Purple Dragons here in the top of the second inning. First pitch to her, swung through and missed. 0-1. Burdick will be followed by Georgia Bookout and Rory Hunziker. And if anybody gets on, Gabby White will come to the plate for Pittsburgh here in the top half of the second inning. 0-1 pitch on the way from Farrell. That's roped down the left field line, but it's hooking foul and a long strike. So 0-2. I want to say the last time, I don't think this is brand new for this season, but the last time we were here broadcasting, they had the removable fence up about midway through the outfield. They have taken that out now here at Fisher Park. Grounder left side, throw across the diamond is not in time, and Burdick beats out the throw.
Next up, number 1, Bookout.
So Georgia Bookout, the left fielder, will bat with nobody out and 1 on. This one's smacked towards left field, and that's going to be fair, just inside the line. Rounding second, heading for third. She had to hold up and make sure that it fell in there is Burdick, so she'll only get to third on the double by Bookout. And a quick start to this inning for the Lady Dragons. First pitch to Rory Hunziker is in there for a strike. Pop up, this one on the infield. Allie Brown going back and dropped it. Runner will score from third. That is Burdick. Everybody else stays put, and so Hunziker reaches first base. Courtesy runner here for the pitcher. Haley Gray is the one that will do that. First pitch to Gabby White misses, 1-0. So runners on first and second now after Pittsburgh scores the first run of the game. One's in there for a strike. Now 1-2. One-two pitch is a little bit low, so that'll even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runners on first and second for Pittsburgh here in the top of the second inning. Two-two pitch on the way. This one's popped up. Heads up. That's right behind us again. Count remains 2-2. And a swing and a miss. So the first strikeout of the afternoon for Camden Farrell. So Lexi Enlow will step up now with 1 out. Runners on first and second. First pitch to the right-handed second baseman is in there for a strike. Defensively for the Lady Tigers here, around the outfield, right to left. Allie Wheeler in right, Abby Gorman in center. Kendall Aiken in left. There's ball. 0-1 pitch is fouled back to the screen. 0-2. Around the infield, first to third, Kinsley Brown is at first. Rayleigh Cowan at second. Allie Brown at short. Briley Heimer is at third. Aubrey Yark behind the plate. And, of course, Camden Farrell in the circle. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Camden. Looked to be a little bit low and away, but got Enlow swinging. So 2 outs now. Runner still on first and second for Pittsburgh. Here's the first pitch. And that's in there for a strike. Bree Hubner is up. She's in right field today for the Purple Dragons. Pitch, that one slapped foul. And the count goes to 0-2. Camden Farrell, after a tough first 3 batters, here in the second inning, has settled down nicely. He's got an 0-2 count. Chance to get out of this inning with no more damage. Here's the pitch. A little bit high. And Hubner waited on the swing. 1-2 now. Here's the 1-2. Swung through and missed for a strikeout. So after a single, a double, an error, and a run scored for the first 3 batters, 3 straight strikeouts for Camden Farrell, and she gets through the second inning with no more damage done than necessary there. Pittsburgh does score a run, though. They lead at 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. This is Fort Scott Lady Tiger softball here on Duckbait TV. Over the Fort Scott Lady Tigers here in inning number 2, they will go with 6, 7, and 8 due up here. Kinsley Brown will lead things off. Here's the first pitch to Kinsley. It's in there for a strike, 0-1. So Kinsley Brown, the first baseman, leads things off here in the bottom of the second. Then Briley Heimer and Aubrey Yarrick due up here in the bottom of inning number 2 for Fort Scott. Trying to get that run back that they surrendered in the top of the inning. Here's the pitch, swung through and missed. 0-2, the count on Brown. Defensively for Pittsburgh, left to right in the outfield. Georgia Bookout is in left. Heather Mowley is in center. Bree Hubner is in right. Here's the pitch. That's grounded right back to the pitcher. She's got it over to first, and that is a quick out number 1 for the Lady Tigers. Briley Heimer will step in. First pitch to her. That one's rocked out towards the middle of the diamond. It's caught, or not caught, but it's caught up to by Lexi Enlow. She did not allow it to get to the outfield, but it was hit slow enough that Briley was able to beat the throw out to first. So a nice little base hit there for Fort Scott. So now Aubrey Yarrick will step in with 1 out and a runner on first. This one's popped up and will be foul and out of play, it looks like. Aubrey, the catcher. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung through and missed. 0-2. I bet through Aubrey's life she hasn't done played a whole lot of sports without her sister Keegan, but Keegan, of course, on the track team, so Aubrey here on the softball team and doing a great job starting behind the plate this season for the Lady Tigers. Ball in the dirt. Runner will move up to second on the wild pitch. So Heimer up to second, now in scoring position. For the Lady Tigers. Right out there for Aubrey. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bottom of the second inning, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swung through and missed. So another strikeout for Rory Hunziker. Allie Wheeler steps in. She takes the first pitch low, 1-0. Left-handed batter, playing right field today for the Lady Tigers. Like another slapper from the 9-hole spot. And now that pitch looked to be a little bit outside and high. So 2-0 now the count on Allie Wheeler. Runner still at second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second for the Lady Tigers. Here's the pitch. Slap towards the left side. Picked by the shortstop. Throw over to first is in time. Close, but in time. Good play by Maya Russell, who had that injury in the first inning, coming back here in the second inning and making the play to get the Lady Tigers out of it here. So they do get a hit, but strand a runner at second. We'll go to the third in just a moment. Fort Scott trailing 1-0 to Pittsburgh. Maya Russell leads things off here in the top of the third for Pittsburg, leading it 1-0 here over Fort Scott. First pitch is high to Russell. She grounded out to short her first time. And that was in the top of the first. Then, of course, remember in the bottom of the first, she was going back on a fly ball. This one's fouled back towards us here at the screen. And looked like maybe made a misstep there right where the grass and dirt change beyond shortstop. Appeared to have injured her right leg. She was down for a little bit, but eventually got back up and stayed in the game, and now is down in the count here, 1-2. 1-2 pitch. That one is outside to even up the count. 2-2 pitch. That one's fouled back to the screen. You wonder with that leg injury, and it looks like it's maybe still bothering her just a little bit. As a right-handed batter, your push-off leg is your back leg, which is your right foot, which is the one, or right leg, which is the one that she injured there, but doesn't look like a problem there. She roped that one into left center field. That's going to be a base hit. I'll say sometimes you get a player favoring one leg and then they're going to hit off the other one, and for a right-handed batter, hitting off the front foot is not necessarily the best thing, but she got a nice rope into the outfield there for a base hit. So now Heather Mowdy will step up. She'll bunt it right up in the air, and she makes the catch. Throw to first is not in time, but a nice job by Kinsley Brown to come in on that bunt and make the catch in the air. One out now with a runner on first base. First pitch here is fouled back and out of play. Heads up back behind us, as it is Callie Terry who flew out to right field her first time. Nice play out and right by Riley Cowan, by the way, as the sun was directly in her eyes. She was able to fight it and make the catch there in the first inning. Sun a little bit lower here by the third now. Pitch, this one's hit out towards the other side, though. Left field, over, making the catch. Nice play by Aiken. And that'll force the base runner back to first, Russell. So after a leadoff single, 2 quick outs. And now Maddie Burdick will step in with 2 outs and a runner on first. First pitch to Burdick is in there for a strike. Camden's done really well in the circle here this afternoon. Here's the pitch, and this one's popped up right side. Coming in from the right field position is Allie Wheeler, and she will make the play. I think I said Cowan earlier. Allie Wheeler in right field today for the Lady Tigers, and she makes the out there. So Pittsburgh gets a hit, but they strand the runner at first. And that'll take us to the bottom of the third in just a moment as Fort Scott trails 1-0 to Pittsburgh. This is Fort Scott Lady Tigers softball on Duckbait TV. Back to the top of the order, and a leadoff base hit for Allie Brown for the Lady Tigers. She snuck it through the left side there.
Up next, number 2, Gorman.
So runner on first now for Abby Gorman. She walked her first time up. First pitch misses the zone, 1-0. Pitch on the way. That one's bunted right back to the pitcher. Throw to first is just in time, but Allie Brown's going to move all the way to third on the play. Great heads-up base running by Allie, and Fort Scott has a runner at third now with less than 2 outs.
Up next, number 22, Cowan.
So that'll bring Rayleigh Cowan to the plate now. With just 1 out. First pitch misses the zone, 1-0. Rayleigh reached in the first inning, but was stranded at first base. Now has a 2-0 count on her here in this at-bat. Rory Hunziker has really struggled with the top of the order for the Fort Scott Tigers here in this one. That one's in there for a strike. First time through, Allie Brown had a hard line out, so she got out, but it was right at their first baseman. And then a walk, and then another hit. Swing and a miss here, so 2-2 now on Rayleigh Cowan. Hunziker ready to go. Here's the 2-2. Just off the outside corner. Good eye for Rayleigh Cowan. That'll fill the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pitcher has the sign. The payoff pitch is fouled back into the screen. 3 balls. It'll remain 3 balls and 2 strikes. Still just 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Fort Scott trailing 1-0. And we got Allie Brown out there ready to tie the game on third base. Here's the 3-2 once again. Another foul ball. Great way to stay alive for Rayleigh Cowan here. Lady Tigers getting their running in today. Every foul ball they're running through the bag at first. Good fundamental reminder there. Don't see that all the time, especially when they know it's foul, but good job by Fort Scott, and going to do it again here as we found another foul ball. So Rayleigh Cowan fighting off some pitches here, trying to look for her right one to be able to drive that run in from third. Still 1-0, Pittsburgh with the lead. Scored on an error in the top of the 2nd. 3-2 pitch on the way. Another foul ball. Back into the screen. Hunziker ready. Here's the 3-2 once again. Hit out towards right field. Going back on it and making the catch, but Allie tags and will score. So a sacrifice fly as Hubner makes the catch out there in deep right field. We talked about that removable fence earlier. If it still had that up, that probably would have been a home run for Fort Scott, but Rayleigh Cowan with a sacrifice fly ties the game anyway, and Fort Scott now with a 1-1 game will send Kendall Aiken to the plate. Pop up on the infield, bounces in front of the shortstop, throw to first, not in time. Actually a little bit low, and the first baseman dropped it. So another reach here. First pitch is swung on and missed here by Camden Farrell. She struck out looking her first time. Foul ball here at the plate, so 1 ball and 2 strikes now. The count on Camden Farrell. One, 2 on the way. It's a little bit high. Nice eye there from Camden. And the count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on first base for the Lady Tigers here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They've tied it up. It's 1-1. Nice sacrifice fly from Rayleigh Cowan. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball to short. Picked it. Throw to first is high, and it's dropped by the first baseman again. Everybody's safe, and moving up to 3rd is Aiken. So now Kinsley Brown will step in. Fort Scott will get a courtesy runner as Farrell will come out. Emma Cook will be the courtesy runner at first base. Here's the first pitch now to the batter Kinsley Brown, and that's taken low.
Let's go, D.
1-0 pitch. That one's in there for a strike. That'll even the count at 1-1. Ford's got a golden opportunity to get the lead here as they've already tied it up. Here's the pitch. Catches the inside corner, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kinsley trying to coax an inside call there. She tried to move away from the pitch, but did catch the corner. Here's the pitch. That one is a little bit high. So that'll even the count. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on for the Lady Tigers here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Already 1 in, trying to get some more. Here's the 2-2. That one high and outside, so that'll fill the count. Kinsley Brown is 0 for 1. She grounded out to the first baseman her first time. Here's the pitch. Swung through and missed, so that'll be strikeout number 4 for Rory Hunziker. And Fort Scott ends up getting out of the inning. But they do score a run and tie things up here in the 3rd. We'll head to the 4th in just a moment. 1-1, Fort Scott and Pittsburg. So Pittsburgh will send Georgia Book out to lead things off. Ground ball on the first pitch, right to short. Brown's got it. Throw across the diamond. Not quite in time. Just barely beat it out. Tough luck for the Lady Tigers there. Like a pretty good throw. Allie maybe backed up on it just a hair too much, but not much. She got the ball, got to it, got it across the diamond as quickly as she could have, and fortunately Bookout just beat it out. Another ball slapped towards the right side. This time they're going to try, well, they get the force at second. The Bookout is out. 4-6 if you're scoring at home. So now Gabby White will step in. She is 0 for 1, strikeout swinging her first time. First pitch here is high ball 1. Ground ball left side, and it'll get through for a base hit. So Pittsburgh, with 1 out, has runners on first and second now against Camden Farrell and the Lady Tigers. So Lexi Enlow will step in now with runners on first and second. That one's off the end of the bat towards right field. It's going to be caught there. Throw to second is in time. Yes, it is. So Haley Gray, the courtesy runner for Hunziker, got a little bit too far off second base on a ball that was off the end of the bat. I'll be honest with you, it didn't sound like it was going to be caught. It sounded like it was just going to be a little flare in front of the right fielder. But nice job by Wheeler to come in, make the catch, and then doubled off Gray at second base for the end of the inning. So nothing crosses in the top of the fourth for Pittsburgh. We're still tied at 1 as we head to the bottom of the fourth in just a few moments. This is Fort Scott Lady Tiger softball on Duckbait TV. Bottom of the fourth here for Fort Scott. First pitch to Heimer is outside, and now that one's in the strike zone. Two and one. That one's in the strike zone, so that'll even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Briley is 1 for 1 so far today. She's singled up the middle. her first time, and now is looking at a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. This one's fouled back to the screen. It'll remain 3-2. We've seen quite a few full counts so far today for both of these teams. A lot of the hitters working the pitch counts. A lot of pitchers maybe trying some things, but not quite as crisp as I'm sure their coaches would like them to be at this point in the season. Here's the 3-2. That one is high and away, and ball 4. So Heimer works a walk. That'll bring Aubrey Yarrick to the plate. Aubrey struck out swinging her first time. First pitch to Aubrey, and this at bat is in there for a strike. Aubrey shortened to bunt. Pulls the bat back, but takes a strike. 0-2 now to count. Ball fouled back to the screen. Still 0-2. Oh, 0-2 pitch on the way. That one is just off the outside corner. Count goes to 1-2. Again, Heimer on first. Fort Scott trying to get a rally going here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. Grounded foul right towards Coach Renfro. Does a nice little dance to get out of the way. The count remains 1-2. Always interesting to see players that play multiple sports, what numbers they choose with each sport. Some kids will have a completely different number for one sport or the other. That ball hit Yarrick. So she will take first base. Moving up to second is Heimer, and now runners on first and second with nobody out for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Allie Wheeler. And then back to the top of the order for Fort Scott. Popped up. It's going to land in there fair, and everybody's going to be safe. Pittsburgh tried the wheel play and had too many people running in too many different directions. And that bunt was bunted in the perfect spot for Allie Wheeler. So the base is loaded now with nobody out as the lineup card turns over for Allie Brown. Fort Scott with a golden opportunity here. Head coach A.J. Terry out to talk with his infield now. As Fort Scott, again, a golden opportunity here as the top of the order now coming up with the bases loaded and nobody out in this tie game, 1-1. Allie Brown, who has singled and lined out her 2 plate appearances so far. First pitch in there for a strike to Allie. So Allie 1 for 2 so far today. And the out was a hard line drive to the first baseman right at her. Gabby White over there at first. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Taken high and outside. I was talking about those numbers. Aubrey wears the same number in softball as she does in basketball. Same thing with Allie Brown. Same thing with Abby Gorman. Don't always see that. Here's a swing and a miss. And a 1-2 count now. Get bases loaded. Two or 1-2 pitch. A delayed call, but a called third strike. So tough luck there for Allie. She was not happy about the call. And again, it was a delayed call, but called nonetheless. So now one out for Abby Gorman. Here's the pitch. That one catches the zone. Still a great opportunity here for the Lady Tigers to get to Hunziker. Pittsburgh pitcher is ready. Here's the pitch. Swung through and missed. It's 0-2 now on Abby. Oh, 2 on the way. Just a little bit low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch on the way. That one's low. It gets away. Here come the runners. 1 run will score. Everybody else moves up. So Heimer scores on the wild pitch. Yarrick moves to third. Wheeler to second. And now 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. On the batter, Gorman. She does not have an official at bat today, or actually does not have an official at bat. She walked her first time and had a sacrifice bunt last time up. Here's one pop left side. It's going to not quite get out of play, but out of the reach at least of third baseman Callie Terry. Two. A lot of thought about swinging at that one, but watched it through, kept the bat back, and now it's a full count. Now what do you do if you're Hunziker? Do you make a hittable pitch, or do you walk her? She walks her with an open base. Base is now loaded again. Now Rayleigh Cowan will step in. Rayleigh so far has reached and also had a sacrifice fly in this one. First pitch here is in there for a strike. Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 4th. Fort Scott leading at 2-1, trying to open it up a little bit. Here's the pitch. This one's popped up on the infield, and they'll call infield fly there with less than 2 outs. So the batter is out, Rayleigh Cowan. That'll be 2 outs now. And now Kendall Aiken will step in now with 2 outs. Base is still loaded. Still a great opportunity for the Lady Tigers here. Put 1 in the gap, and it could score 3. Here's the pitch. This one's fouled back into the screen again. 0-1. One's off the outside corner, 1-1. This one's popped up on the infield again. Who wants it? The pitcher is going to call everybody off and make the catch, and that will end the Fort Scott threat here in the bottom of the fourth. So the bases were loaded there. They leave the bases loaded, but they do get a run and take the lead. It's now 2-1 Fort Scott here as we move to the fifth. We'll take a short break and come back in just a moment with that fifth inning. This is Fort Scott Lady Tiger softball here on Duckbait TV. So as we move to the top of the fifth, Pittsburg will send Bree Hubner to the plate to lead things off, and then after that it'll turn the lineup card over to Maya Russell and Heather Mowdy. This pitch is fouled back and out of play. So 0-1 the count. Hubner struck out swinging her first time. That ended the second inning, which is the only inning that Pittsburg has scored a run in so far. Pittsburg got one in the second, Fort Scott one in the third, one in the fourth, and the Lady Tigers lead it 2-1 here in the fifth. Hubner takes low. That'll even the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Still a pretty nice afternoon here today. My phone's telling me it's still 62 degrees here in Fort Scott. There's a ground ball left side, picked by the third baseman Heimer across the diamond, a little bit too low, and not in time.
Up next, number 2, Russell.
So now Maya Russell will step up. Chopped into the ground, picked up by Heimer, and nobody there to cover first. So now runners on first and second with nobody out for the Lady Dragons. Now Mowdy steps in. First pitch is a strike. She is flied out and popped out. So 0 for 2 so far today. That one slammed into right center field, coming over and not going to make it there. It's down for a hit. Here comes one run, and the throw, the relay is going to be cut off, and Hubner scores from second. So that'll tie us at 2. And still nobody out here for the Lady Dragons. This one's popped up, out of play. Back behind us, heads up. Oh, 1 pitch on the way. This hammered into center field again. It's going to get down in front of Gorman, and another run will score for Pittsburg. Moving up to third is Mowdy, and all of a sudden the Lady Dragon bats have come alive as Callie Terry gets an RBI single.
Number 8, Burdick.
Now a discussion out on the mound for Fort Scott. Still nobody out as Pittsburgh retakes the lead 3-2. Now Fort Scott's going to get a new pitcher. So Camden Farrell goes 4+. Did a pretty good job, but just hit a wall here. And the new pitcher is J.C. Rogers. So runners on the corner, still nobody out here for Pittsburgh. In the top of the 5th inning, they've got 2 runs already home. And now J.C. Rogers in the circle for Fort Scott. Here's the first pitch. That one's in there for a strike to Maddie Burdick. Burdick so far 1 for 2. Singled and scored the first Pittsburgh run back in the 2nd inning. She also flied out to end the 3rd. This one is hit through the left side. It's going to be a base hit. Might score 2. Here comes this first run. Now the second run is in there. So 2 more runs cross the plate for Pittsburgh. It's now 5-2. Here's the pitch. That one in there for a strike as Bookout hasn't gotten out on the from the batter's box yet. She's singled and doubled in this game. Here's the pitch. That one's popped up left field, coming over and making the catch. Nice job by Kendall Aiken, fighting the wind and the sun to make that play out in left field. Now the pitcher, Hunziker, will step in. So bunted out in front of the plate, picked up by the pitcher Rogers over to first in time for the out. So now 2 outs. Two outs and a runner on second as Burdick moved up 60 feet. Gabby White swings through the first pitch, 0-1. Line drive right back up the box. Get down for a base hit. Here comes the runner around third. Throw into the plate is not in time. Throw back to second is in time, and that'll be the out, but the run does score, so that makes it 6-2 in favor of Pittsburgh here. But a nice defensive play to end it there to get Gabby White.
First three batters for Fort Scott, number 25 Rogers, number 6 Brown, and number 21 Heimer.
So J.C. Rogers will lead things off here in the 5th for Fort Scott. Bottom of the 5th. Pittsburg put a 5 spot up in the top of the 5th. And now lead at 6-2 after Fort Scott had taken a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 ball and 1 strike. They count on J.C. Rogers here. Bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. That one hit her in the front leg. So another Fort Scott base runner here.
Up next, number 6 Brown.
And now Kinsley Brown will step in. First pitch to Brown in this at-bat is in there for a strike. That one gets away from the catcher. Running down to second is Rogers, and she'll make it. Pitch. Did she make contact? No. They say there wasn't contact, but she did offer at it. So it'll be a strike at the plate. The ball did get away from the catcher, so up to third is Rogers. So now in scoring position with nobody out. One-two pitch. Ground ball, left side. Let's get through for a hit. Runner will score. Rogers from third on the base hit by Kinsley Brown.
Up next, number 21 Heimer.
First pitch is in there for a strike to Briley Heimer. Oh, 1 on the way. She shortens to bunt, and it's fouled. Nobody out, bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch. That's high. It's going to get away from the catcher and on down to second. Without a slide is Kinsley Brown. Line drive over the second baseman's head into the outfield. They're going to try to score. Oh, he got away from the right fielder. In to score. And Fort Scott is back to within 2. Heimer will move on down to second. It ball got away from the right fielder, Hubner. Kinsley Brown looked like she was slowing up around third base, but scores anyway. And now, after Fort Scott gives up 5 in the top of the 5th, they've gotten 2 back here in the bottom of the inning. Oh, and 1 the count now on Aubrey Yarrick, who has struck out and gotten hit by a pitch in this game. Foul ball there. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Fort Scott with a great opportunity to keep going here. 0-2 pitch to Yark, fouled off the end of the bat. Count remains 0-2. This one's fouled back and out of play. Count remains 0-2. Pitch is high, so it's now 1-2. Another foul ball for Yark. Great job by Aubrey to stay alive at the plate here. One, two. This one's fouled back and out of play again for Yark and the Lady Tigers. Pittsburgh got the scoring started with 1 run in the 2nd, and then Fort Scott came back with 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, took a 2-1 lead before Pittsburgh plated 5 in the top of the 5th. Fort Scott has come back with 2 runs. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the inning. And a runner, Briley Heimer, out at second base, and still 1-2 on Aubrey Yarrick as she continues to stay alive at the plate, trying to work into the best pitch she possibly can get here. One, two on the way. This is low. And it's going to get away from the catcher. Throw down to third. It's not in time. Another pass ball for Pittsburgh. Heimer takes third base. And another run just 60 feet away now. Here's the pitch. Good eye by Yarrick as she'll take ball 3. Three-two on the way. Lined but fouled on the third base line. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch again. This one's fouled off left side. Will it get out of play? It will. The count remains full. I do not have any idea how many pitches Aubrey Yarrick has seen in this at-bat, but it is several. Maybe getting to mini. As Hunziker and Burdick discuss what they want to throw this time. Now Burdick back behind the plate. We're just about ready to go here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. Another one popped up left side, and it will be caught by the shortstop. Maya Russell coming over to make the play, and that's out number 1.
Up next, number 12, Wheeler.
After all that, just a little harmless pop-up behind third base, caught by the shortstop. Russell coming over. And now Allie Wheeler will step in as she fouls that pitch off, 0-1. It was directly behind the bag at third base. That pop-up, and it's Maya Russell had a better, believe it or not, Maya Russell, the shortstop, usually has a better angle on that play, and she came over to make the catch. Here's the pitch, and that's low, so that'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and 1 on. Freiligheimer still out there at third base. Fort's got 2 runs already in the inning. Want to keep it going here as they trail it 6-4. Grounder foul. One-two pitch. Slapped to short. Gets under Russell's glove. So everybody's safe and a runner scores from third.
Up next, number 10, Brown.
We've already had a pitching change for Fort Scott. Will we get one now for Pittsburgh? Is head coach A.J. Terry back out to the circle to talk to his crew in the middle of the diamond. One out. 1 on. Bottom of the 5th. And we are going to get his swap here. It looks like Georgia Bookout will come in to pitch. Left fielder. And I think they're just going to switch her and Hunziker. So Allie Brown will be the first one to face the new pitcher. For the Lady Tigers. She is 1 for 3 so far. Singled and scored back in the 3rd. Here's the pitch. And a little bit blown away, it looks like 1-0. Again, Allie Wheeler on first base, 1 out, bottom of the 5th inning. Fort Scott, after giving up 5 in the top half of the frame to relinquish a 2-1 lead, have now scored 3 in the bottom half so far, and still plenty of time to do some more damage here in this 5th inning, as they've gotten it back to a 1-run ball game at 6-5. 1-1 pitch. This one's golfed out towards left field, but it goes foul. That ball would have been placed perfectly had it been just a few more inches to the right and stayed fair. Big spacious outfield here at Fisher Park. Here's the pitch. Just outside, 2-2. Two-two pitch. Swung through and missed. Well, that'll be out number 2 here.
Up next, number 2, Gorman.
Fort Scott still alive here in the bottom of the 5th here as Abby Gorman steps in. She is still officially looking for that first at bat. She has walked twice and a sacrifice bunt also in this game. So 3 plate appearances. She'll bunt this one right out to the pitcher. Here's the throw to first, is not in time. It's going to get away. Fort Scott may score again. They're going to get, nope, runner's going to stay at third. Nice play by the right fielder, Hubner, to back that up to keep Fort Scott from scoring again. But now runners on the corners.
Up next, number 22, Cowan.
First pitch to Rayleigh Cowan. Misses the strike zone. This one's going to be bunted out in front of the plate. Nobody goes to get it. The pitcher probably had the better angle at it, as it was a slow bunt right out in front of the plate. She backed off to let Kaylee Terry, the third baseman, come in at it. And that did not work at all for Pittsburgh, and Fort Scott ties it up. Now ball ripped into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Here comes Gorman around third. She will dive it at home, and Fort Scott retakes the lead 7-6. Swung through and missed, but the ball gets away from the catcher, and another passed ball will advance the runners. So J.C. Rogers, who started this inning by getting hit by a pitch, coming around to score, is back up there for the Lady Tigers. Another pitch that's low. It's 2 balls and a strike. Now we're into shadow territory here as the shadows have drifted out over home plate. The circle is still in the sun, so that got that awkward situation where the ball's going to start out in light and then end up in shadows before it gets to the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike. Hasn't bothered the Fort Scott hitters yet so far in the bottom of the 5th. Another pitch is high, and that'll be a walk. The base is loaded, and now Pittsburg going to have another meeting.
Next batter will be number 6, Brown.
So Pittsburg got 1 in the 2nd. Fort Scott came back with single runs in the 3rd and the 4th at a 2-1 lead. Now both teams have scored 5 here in the 5th inning. And Fort Scott, after Pittsburg had taken a 6-2 lead, now leads it again 7-6. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Home on a comebacker.
And the first pitch is in there for a strike to Kinsley Brown. Kinsley so far today, 1 for 3. Singled and scored back at the beginning of the 5th inning. Here's one popped up left side, foul territory, going over and making the play will be Kaylee Terry. But that will end the 5-run bottom of the 5th for the Lady Tigers. They retake the lead. It's now 7-6. Fort Scott out in front. We'll take a short break and come back with the 6th inning in just a moment. This is Fort Scott Lady Tigers softball on Duck Bait TV.
Your first 3 batters for Pittsburg: Enlow, Huebner, Russell.
Get it back, baby.
So as we move to the top of the 6th, the Fort Scott Lady Tigers with the lead 7-6. First pitch is popped up by Lexi Enlow out towards left field, coming in and not making the catch. It's going to get away. From the left fielder, Kendall Aiken.
Up next, number 11, Huebner.
A long run for Kendall Aiken. She got there but couldn't quite get a hold of it. Pitch is low. Two balls and 1 strike to Bree Huebner, who was struck out swinging and reached on an error in this one. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. J.C. Rogers still in the circle for the Lady Tigers. In relief of Camden Farrell. That pitch is little bit of a delay there, but they call it a foul ball. So back to first in low, and now the 2-2 pitch is high for ball 3. Ground ball to short, throw to second, not in time, and everybody's safe. Now back to the top of the order, Maya Russell. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Throw to first is in time. Throw back to third, not quite in time to get the runner over there. So runners on second and third. With one out. Pitch is in there for a strike to Mowdy. Now 0-2. Ground ball right to third. Throw to the plate is going to be in time. They had to get a tag, and they did get a tag. Great job by Fort Scott Brileyheimer and Aubrey Yarrick combining on that one. Moving from second to third is Hubner, so runners on the corners now with 2 outs. First pitch is ball 1. Mowdy moves up to second on the play. No throw from Fort Scott. Still 2 outs, so still worry about the batter. They get the batter out, they get out of the inning, of course. Here's the 2-0 pitch. This one's hit right towards. Oh, and a nice catch by Fort Scott. Rayleigh Cowan moving to her right, diving and making the catch. And after all of that, Fort Scott will get out of the inning without any runs scoring. It's still 7-6 Tigers. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th in just a moment. This is Fort Scott Lady Tigers softball on Duckbait TV. So leading off the bottom of the 6th for Fort Scott is Briley Heimer. First pitch in there for a strike. Now a swing and a miss for Heimer. That one's outside. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now. And a swing and a miss. So that'll be a strikeout. Heimer is the first out of the bottom of the 6th. So now Aubrey Yark steps in. Yark so far 0 for 2 and was also hit by a pitch in this game. First pitch in this at bat is in there for a strike. Ground ball, foul. So no balls and 2 strikes now. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Over to first, and that is out number 2.
Up next, number 12, Wheeler.
So now Allie Wheeler will get another bat here. First pitch is outside, 1-0. Pitch, a little bit low that time, so now 2-0 the count. And the 2-0 pitch, low again, 3 balls and no strikes. Two outs, base is empty, bottom of the 6th inning. Fort Scott with a 7-6 lead. And now that one misses. 3 balls and 1 strike. The 3-1, grounded right to third, picked up, throw to first, and that is in time. So out number 3. And a quick bottom of the 6th inning will move us to the 7th.
Your first 3 batters for Pittsburg, Burdick, Bookout, Hunziker.
First pitch of the top of the 7th inning. This is the strike zone. 1 ball and no strikes here. As Maddie Burdick leads the inning off. Here's the ball fouled back and out of play. So that'll even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Can the Lady Tigers finish off here in the 7th? Or will we have more softball here tonight? Ground ball to third, and it'll get through the legs. Briley Heimer came up just a little bit too early on that one. Didn't get far enough away for Burdick to make any advance on it, but she does get the first. So now Georgia Bookout, the now pitcher for Pittsburg, takes pitch a little bit high. 1-0. This one's popped up left field. Coming in and making the catch is the left fielder, Kendall Aiken. So that's out number 1. Ground ball. Left side bobbled. Throw to first, not in time. Another new pitcher here for Fort Scott. We'll get that in just a moment. New pitcher for Fort Scott is Kendall Aiken. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. Runners on first and second with 1 out. And now a foul ball. And another foul ball. 0-2 the count. Ground ball right back up the middle, and it's going to be a base hit. Pittsburgh, oh, and now they're going to score. Will they score 2? They will score 2. It got under the glove of the Lady Tigers center fielder, Abby Gorman, and 2 runs will score for Pittsburgh. And now ball smack back up the middle. It's going to be low on the throw, and another run's going to score for Pittsburgh. backward-looking slide for Gabby White. Honestly, it looked like she was trying to slide to take out the catcher Yarick there. But either way, it scores another run. Pittsburg has plated 3 now, and it is 9-7 in favor of the Purple Dragons here in the top of the 7th inning. And now Hubner back up to bat. And it's strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. In there, 0-2. 0-2 on the way. This is foul tipped at the plate, but caught, so out number 2. Now back to the top of the order with Macy Russell, and that's going to be blooped into right center field. Going to be down for a base hit. Here comes, well, Inlow's going to stop at third. Maya Russell with the single to right center. Now it looks like we've got a sub of some sort coming in. So it'll be a courtesy runner. Emily Shriver in for Maya Russell. And now runner goes down to second. So now second and third here. Still just 1 out. Actually, no, 2 outs now. The most important tally is the 3 runs Pittsburgh has scored here in the frame to make it 9-7. One's in there for a strike, so 3 balls and 1 strike now. It'll go down as a blown save for Kendall Aiken. Tigers' 3rd pitcher of the game, and now that one's blooped into left field. So another run scores. Now 10-7. Here's the pitch. That one's in there for a strike. Callie Terry, the 9th batter in the order to bat in the inning for Pittsburgh now. This one's popped up. And out of play, 0-2. 2 outs. Runners on second and third for Pittsburgh. Popped up and out of play again. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. So a strikeout ends the inning, but not before Pittsburgh plates 4. And now leads by 3, 10-7.
First 3 batters for Fort Scott: Brown, Gorman, Cowan.
Allie Brown will lead things off here in the 7th for the Lady Tigers, trying to get something back here in the bottom of the inning. It has been a sloppy game, to say the least, for both of these teams so far today. Got 7 Tiger errors and 9 Pittsburgh errors in the game so far. And it is 10-7 Pittsburgh here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Grounded foul. One ball and 1 strike to Allie Brown, who is 1 for 4 so far today. Struck out twice. Lined out once and singled and scored the first Tiger run back in the 3rd inning. 2-1 pitch. Misses the zone. 3 balls and a strike now. (3-1) on the way. Ball 4. So the rally begins with a walk to the leadoff hitter for the Lady Tigers. So now Abby Gorman steps in. First pitch to Abby. Allie with a good secondary lead, but stays at first. It's 0-1. Pitch is low. Allie down to second. She'll get there safely. 1 ball and 1 strike on Abby Gorman. Fort Scott got to get a little bit of a rally here as they trail by 3 in the bottom of the 7th inning. The pitch. That one is hit towards second. It's going to be caught by Lexi Enlow, and that's out number 1. Tough luck for Gorman that time. And now Rayleigh Cowan steps in. First pitch to her is in there for a strike, 0-1. Oh, 1 pitch, a little bit low, and now it gets away from the catcher. So up to third is Brown. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 7th. One ball and 2 strikes. This one's popped up on the infield. It's going to be taken by the catcher, and now there's 2 outs. And now Kendall Aiken will step in. First pitch to her is swung through and missed. Now we've got, looks like a malfunction of the catcher's mask, so they'll switch that out here for just a second. No balls and 1 strike. The count on Kendall Aiken, who, as it stands right now, would get the loss in the circle for the Lady Tigers. Here's the pitch. This one's hit out to right field, but it's going to go foul. So the count goes to 0-2. Fort's got down to its final strike here. Oh, 2 pitch. Swung through and missed. They'll have to touch it up at first. They do, and that will retire the Lady Tigers and Fort Scott in this one tonight.
Can I give this to you so you can give it to the book lady?
Sure. it's okay. So a tough one here today for the Fort Scott Lady Tigers as they fall in varsity action. Your final score 10-7. Fort Scott did have a couple of players with a couple of hits. Kendall Aiken had a 2-for-5 day today. Then Briley Heimer went 2 for 3 and scored 2 runs. So a couple of good days, but tough. Tough, obviously, on the scoreboard for Fort Scott. Tough day defensively for both teams. Pittsburg 10 runs on 14 hits. I had 7 errors, 9 left on base. Fort Scott 7 runs on 9 hits. I had 7 errors for the Lady Tigers as well. 12 runners left on base. Georgia Bookout gets the win in relief. Kendall Aiken gets the loss in relief. And Fort Scott with the loss, their first loss of the season, I believe. They fall to 2-1 on the year, 0-1 in SCK League play. Well, as we mentioned earlier, a long time ago earlier, but we'll be back on the air on Saturday as the Fort Scott Greyhound baseball team will be hosting Allen Community College. We'll have that one for you. It'll be a doubleheader, and I cannot remember now which one is the 9-inning game and which one's the 7-inning game. I'm assuming the first one will be the 9-inning game, but either way, we'll have the doubleheader for you there on Saturday from, I believe it's Lion Stadium up there on the hill. So look for that coming up on Saturday. That'll be our next broadcast here on Duckbait TV. We've got about 4 more games, or 3 or 4 more dates to go for Tiger softball. We're going to try to work with the bullpen club guys and see if there's a date or 2 that they can't do for baseball, Tiger baseball, and see if we can fill in for that. But other than that, a fairly limited schedule this spring for us here on Duckbait TV, but we're still excited to get out and bring you some action. We'll be back here at the softball diamond in a week or so. I'm not looking at the dates right now. I just know our next one is Saturday at the JUCO. So we'll have that for you on Saturday. So thanks again for joining us here on Duckbait TV. A huge thanks to all of our sponsors. I forgot my sheet of information, so I've been trying to show the logos there as much as I can today. But anyway, thanks again to all of our sponsors that have helped us out all year long. It's been great to be able to get to bring you these games, and we're excited to be able to do that here on Duckbait TV. So again, thanks for joining us, and until next time, I'm Tony Abate, my camera guy today, of course, my dad, Willie Abate. Thanks again for joining us here on Duckbait TV. Good night, Kansas.